The Maisa goes as follows, and this is a story with the Rashbi. Amr Rav Sidin said the following story. There was once a couple. They were married for many years, and they did not have children. It was obviously a very painful decade of time, and they were seeing no results, no light at the end of the tunnel. And according to halacha l'maisa, not halacha l'maisa, but the halacha is that a person is chayiv to be megarish his wife. A person is chayiv to divorce his wife if they can't have children. But Hashem did not create the world to be empty, and we need to procreate. So the halacha is that a person is chayiv to divorce his wife. You don't pass like that. Thankfully, we have organizations that help this issue these days. But me'ikad dedina from the Gemara, a person would have to divorce his wife. So what did this couple do? So says the Medrash an astounding thing. They came to the Heilige Rashbi. They came to Shimon Bar Yochai. The famous story of the Rashbi is about the caravan he said in the Ma'ara. This is not a well-known famous story, and this is incredible. They came to the Rashbi, and they said, Rebbe, Tana, Heilige Tana, Shimon Bar Yochai, help us out, tell us, Ilam Deinu Rabbeinu, what should we do? We've been waiting for all these years, we have no children. What can we possibly do to merit Yeshua? And the Rashbi told them as follows. The Rashbi said, make a big feast together, have a big suda, sit down, have wine, have meat, and things will ensue, things will develop. So the wife cooked for the whole day. She babka cookies, poppers, the works, everything. They brought in fresh wine, geschmack, ready to sit down, husband and the wife. And they didn't know exactly what to expect, but they just said, the Rashbi told this is what we should do. So they sat down, l'kayim mitzvahs divrei chachamim, the Heilige Tana, Shimon Bar Yochai. They sat down, and after the husband drank a lot, and he was filled, and he ate meat and fatty fish, he was very satisfied. And the wife saw that he was starting to get tired. And the husband said to the wife, I want you to do me a favor. He said, when I fall asleep, take the best thing you want from this house. He fell asleep, and the wife didn't know exactly what to do with this. The husband fell asleep, and the next morning, the husband found himself in his father and mother's house, in his parents' house. He woke up, he was all confused. The last night he was with his wife, sitting by the Suda, and the next morning his bed was removed, and he woke up in his parents' house. He ran back to his wife, and he said, I don't understand, like, makara, what happened to you? You kicked me out of the house? I told you take the best thing out, and you kicked me out? And the wife said, you're the best thing in my life. You're the only thing I really care about. I love you so much. So I want to fulfill your word, kikutzei shel yod, to the T. So I had to remove you. I had to take you out of the house, even though I didn't understand, even though it didn't make sense. How can it be that my actions, how can I justify my actions of kicking you out? How can that add up to me loving you? But he said, you told me, and I have to honor you, to take the best thing out of the house, so I took you out. After that, they went back to the Rashbi. The Rashbi said, after, a day later, came back, and the Rashbi said, knew what happened, and they told them how the story went, that they had the meal, and what the husband said, and that the wife kicked the husband out of the house. And at that moment, what happened? The Rashbi started crying and screaming, beseeching the Eibishter, and Nes Hayasham. This couple was blessed 9 months later with a baby. That's the Maisa. So the kasha is, what happened at the beginning, what happened at the end? If the Rashbi was able to daven in the beginning, he was able to break the iron gates, break through to the Rekiah Dishmaya, Pamaya Dishmaya, and break through straight through to Hashem. What did he wait? What was this whole having the Suda kicking him out? Good kasha? You understand? The answer is that the Rashbi had to see that there was an emes, an aspiration, and a chukah, the strongest desire for Zera Shel Kayama at any cost. And even if it didn't make any sense to this couple, why they should make the meal, why they're waiting, why should the wife have to kick out the husband, the Rashbi was telling this couple that he needed to see full clarity, highest level, that they were nimsa, they were given over to Hashem, Lishma, that they wanted Zer Shakayama, and at that point, only then, was he able to storm Shemayim, and there were Zeichel, they merited children. So what do you learn from this? Le'inanenu, the Rashi is telling us, and this is the Parsha. We have agendas, sometimes we don't understand, sometimes we need things. And the Yisoid of the Rashbi, the Yisoid of Lag Ba'omer, is when we remind ourselves that sometimes we don't understand the full picture. Sometimes we're not sure how things make sense. We're not sure how we're going to get from A to B, A to Z. But the Rashbi, Tana Lekai, reminds us through this story that when we align ourselves with Shemayim, with the Kadosh Baruch Hu, we can be zeicher to anything on